Start streaming from OBS. Bish bash bosh. We are live. It's happening, Crypto Fam and FutureVerse friends. We are live for the chat on the main FutureVerse news today with Chris from CryptoPunk in the Discord. We have got a link in the description if you want to join the CryptoPunk Discord. Come into the games room and get on the live chat on the right hand side of the screen. Feel free to pop in. First thing we're talking about today is the Metaverse Mastercard from Immersve, a FutureVerse partner. It's been all over the place, from Cointelegraph to you name it, it's on the page. It's basically similar to other cards we know. Just been speaking to Chris about it. We've got Uphold. Cards like this have been around for a while. Uphold, Wirex, Revolut, plenty more. All centralized, as good and as fast as they are, sending crypto to banks. Uphold even using Interledger Protocol. They are centralized. Immersve looks like it will be the world's most decentralized card, enabling you to pay direct from your Web3 wallets. There is a nice little thread from Phil, the Huang guy, the Huang guy. I don't even know how you'd say that, Huang. But you can find that through the Immersve Twitter. If you just scroll down a little from the top, you'll find the thread. It's quite long, but it's basically explaining that at the moment it doesn't exactly flow well, the on and off ramps. It doesn't suit people, it doesn't suit the masses. Whereas this kind of functionality with a Mastercard, being able to spend crypto anywhere, whether it's the physical world or in the metaverse, is fantastic. And the more cards like this, the better. As we were saying then, Chris, this is basically the first step to it going the other way, with the masses who use standard Mastercards and Visa cards, debit or credit, simply buying in-game assets that end up NFTs. It literally only a good thing, innit?
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, it's an on and off ramp, isn't it? Which is what we need.
Yeah. You use Revolut, don't you?
I do.
Did you use
Yeah.
it much in Thailand?
Yeah, it was amazing.
So that was basically your
Perfect.
go-to card.
Yeah, use it for everything. Nice and cheap as well.
What perks does that card offer you?
Everything I spend in a shop, so which is everything, 'cause I don't use cash anymore really. You get a percentage back in whatever crypto you want, or you can get foreign currency paid back. So I can't remember how much it is. It's like, I think it's not even 1%, but obviously if you're getting back a little bit of crypto every time, it builds up. I think every time I end up looking, I got like $45 worth of. I think I was collecting Stellar. I've just changed it to Gala, but yeah, I had like $45 of Stellar in there when I checked the other day. So,
Yeah, what would
it builds up.
what would it take from a card like this for you to drop Revolut on the floor next time you go to Thailand and use this instead? Would it
Uh,
literally have to match the rewards, the insurance perks, mobile insurance dues?
yeah, I think it would have to be like a neobank, just like Revolut. I think if it's got all those perks, then why not? I mean, I get all my income and I can pay all my bills from it. You know, if it's just like a neobank would, then I would probably use this instead.
Yeah, that's interesting. What's up, Stacks in the chat and Kung Fu Tuber? Welcome. Let us know what you think about this card. He's looking at getting one that is early access available. Links in the description, so be sure to fill that out if you're interested in owning and using one. The spend crypto in real life, well, that's what I mean. It goes way more than just buying items on Amazon, doesn't it? Or in-game assets within a metaverse. We're talking rent, we're talking insurance, direct debits, even the point of all the taxes. There's a lot to cover rather than just purchases in real life. So again, there's loads to be looking at on the website. It is set to be the world's most decentralized card. That's the bit I'm most excited about. It sounds like it's for non-custodial wallets where you could potentially even just link a MetaMask or a ledger to it and start spending directly from your ledger. I think that's what a lot of people would be interested in. You would then start splitting wallets within the ledgers and MetaMask up into a savings wallet and a spending wallet, and maybe loading them spending wallets on the days you're going out, and that's the only one that gets dipped in to protect your long-term investments. There's also setting up escrows and everything, so it's easy enough to separate your long-term holds from what you're willing to spend. A lot more people prefer to hold their wages in crypto these days than fiat, and I don't blame them. So expect that to blow up soon enough. Whether it's an Immersve card, an Uphold card, or any other one, I just expect to keep seeing more of them. IFKA, the Metaverse card, it does look exciting. It does look super exciting. Again, we do a lot of speculating, but I think once people have got these in their hands, the worlds have dropped, it all starts coming to fruition. It is going to be an absolutely amazing ride. To talk about rides, nice little segue there to this bad boy. Look at that. Look at the smoothness of this control. Whizzing, whizzing, whizzing. And then the boom, stopped. Stopped on a dime, changed direction, gone. Fantastic looking hovercraft from Walker World in the weekly. Join them for an exhilarating ride through the vast and rugged desert landscape in Walker World. Hop aboard our high-tech hovercraft as we soar through rocky terrain, taking in the breathtaking views and experiencing the thrill of speed like never before. This is super interesting, this now. I read it before. Walker World have been integrating hologram characters for missions. Further development and exploration into building and placing houses, apartments on land. Home is a feeling in Walker World. Hologram characters for missions. That sounds like super sci-fi, don't it? Like super interesting to think like what kind of holographic characters we could potentially have that are not that they may be taking part in missions, maybe sending us on missions. It kind of reminds me of I can't think of an actual hologram character. I'm kind of thinking of the bar guy in Altered Carbon, not Altered Carbon, the guy behind the Altered Carbon's an AI, you know. What was I thinking of? Passengers. Well, that film Passengers on the spaceship.
Off the top of my head, I wonder if it's sort of representations of the collection that's already out. Know what I mean?
It is fascinating. Is there any backgrounds that are in labs, computer rooms, any holograms in any of the even the mails? I've only really looked with not only a mail, I've not looked at them much. But we can carry on. We've got the lore. There's always got a couple of little nuggets in this Walker Weekly. So see if there's anything else. There's a specialist for every niche you can think of. After the Walker population is decimated by the zombie outbreak, surely a special few will become zombie experts, exploring who they are and what kind of knowledge they've acquired. So again, this zombie outbreak, and we're set to get a new batch of lore from Walker World very soon. The previous lore with the aliens arriving and the crashed ship was in 1984. We're about to get more lore from recent years, like present day, 2023, and what's going on Walker World today. That is super exciting. Regarding business, marketing, and partnerships, they've got preparation for the next round. They've added some absolute AAA gaming rock stars to the team. The team is forming to be one of the most experienced gaming teams in the Web3 space, continuing our build up to staking with staking leaks. Keeping the partners close with the planning of AMAs, fleshing out the guilds. Ooh, that's super exciting. We've got an actual CryptoPunk guild. Got a CryptoPunk guild. Flipping heck. Guild. Got to a CryptoPunk guild. Join the Discord. Invite link in the description if you want to hear more about the guilds within Walker World, Atom Cars, and more. Congratulations to last week's competition winners from the Walker Weekly. And as usual, there's a brand new competition for you all to get involved in if you go and give it a click. The backgrounds of Walker World and the vehicles. I'm super excited to see just how many of or just how much of a transfer there is, like I said last week, from the AI vehicles that actually race in the races in the teams that we own around the tracks in Atom World and them races. How similar are they compared to the ones we can just drive around in Walker World? Can you take your Walker World car into Atom? It is actually super interesting. We'll get onto the Mars cars a little later. I just want to touch on the sacrifice. Put a few minds at ease. There's a few people in the community whose Seekers disappeared when they burnt it. Surprise, surprise, that was expected. You've sent it to a burn wallet. You literally sent your Seeker to another wallet. Yes, the Seeker still exists. Yes, the NFT exists. But it's in either what's usually the original wallet the Seekers were made in and then passed on, which you don't have access to, or it's in another wallet that you don't have access to. Either way, no one has access to it. They're never moving anywhere else ever again. This is what we mean when we say something on a blockchain always exists. It's not like you can just make them disappear like they didn't exist. It's not how crypto DLT and blockchain works. But they're in a burn address. You've sent them there. They're gone. The transaction's logged. When that wallet then opens a root account, it will be dropped an amulet. Depending on how many Seekers you sacrifice will depend on the amulet you got. Chris, man, 4,776. I expected a bit more than that at the moment, if I'm honest.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow uptick at the minute. We got a couple of weeks. I'm sure they'll fly up towards the end.
Shout in the comments how many you thought it'd be. I put like 12,000 on the competition post, mate.
Yeah, I think I was in 5 figures as well.
I thought 8,000 at first, and then I thought, nah, it's almost defo going to be more.
Be interesting to see how many unique wallets have pledged.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? I mean, there was 215 silver, 215 gold before. I can't remember the bronze. But like I say, it is going up steadily. 6 every 60 minutes at the moment. 687 in the last 24 hours. This is a fantastic little site as well. Shout out to the guys putting this prawns together. It's a it's fantastic site.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you are up for it and you want to do it, begin the pledge, connect your wallet, say how many you want to give, and then they'll disappear from the wallet forever. And you will wait an amulet. Do you know what? Well, I've not got a bank account at the moment, have I?
Okay.
So basically, only got what, £6.82 in MetaMask, and I'm not even.
Drop us your ETH wallet in the Discord or
I'm
something.
not even sure that'll be enough. Wait, one sec. Will it be enough? £6.
I've got a feeling it's around about 8. You need about $8. Yesterday it was $2 to sign a contract, and then it was around about 6 when you.
Is it weird? Is it weird? I got attached. Is it weird? I've got attached. Like, I actually want to do it, but I don't want to do it. I think it's gonna be a last day thing. Like real, like, cause do you know what? Right? Because I swear to God, that's got death ray animation. And if I'm burning that spectral rig, I need to know I can buy one for him. Because if I can't, I'm at the point now is like, what do I want more inside game worlds? The Mark II chassis and build a backpack of that one on the left, or do I want the spectral rig and its potential death ray powers? Because I swear to God, anyone who's got a spectral rig, download your Blender scene open your Blender scene, click on the spectral rig animations, and one's called Death Ray when it's blinking, as if it's zap. Like, I'd tell you what you want of it. It says Death Ray. So I'm just mulling it over because that one on the left's also the only Mark II chassis I've got. He's the one I originally bought to sacrifice. Him on the left there, the Mark II, and then for some reason I didn't even buy him to sacrifice that parrot paint. I just bought him because I wanted him.
That that digger arm, the floor on that's picking up. I think it's 0.14 at the minute, and it's not far off the 0.2 floor.
Yeah, and I think this laser will as well soon, and the metal detectors, because there's two types of metal detectors. There's detectors and scanners. And do you know the type that the walkers are holding? The standard human metal detectors. Some seekers have got them as well. But they're just obviously a little modified because they're on their arm. So again, I've got a mini metal scanner, a normal metal scanner, and a laser. And I'm literally that's empty for me. That, except for the antenna, he's only got a standard toolbox backpack. It's that spectral rig. I need a shop where the spectral rig's available. Don't do it, Playboy Stacks. It's like I could shed a tear for it, mate. Like, I'm trying to get in my head that it's a heroic thing to do, and try to ignore the Darkseeker and Varlin and any sinister shenanigans going on there. And I'm just imagining a little goblin boy who's come up to me, Seeker, and said, "Please, Seeker, we'll just give you life so my daddy can come home." And we're going that way. Like, with a little bit of love and heroic, because in reality, a sacrifice, if you sacrifice yourself for someone you love, there's no bigger showing of love to be willing to die for someone else. So we're looking at it that way. Like, it's the only way we're going to be able to get past it. The Seeker understands. He knows it's probably going to be last day stuff. I'm sorry, mate, but we need that amulet, and I'm not letting that floor double when I had the chance to, yeah, Stacks. Yeah, that's how I came to terms with it. To move on, before we break down, poor Seekers, the Mars community. Yeah. So I don't want the volume. This is the Mars garage. Looks absolutely fascinating. The materials, the metals, the jack, like literally that was the car jack's floating down on its own. The windows looking out onto the Martian landscape. Oh yes, some crates there that look like they will contain parts. Ooh. Oh yes, look at that. Also, mentions and rumors of it being connected to a central community hub. So all that, it looks like a singular garage of one person. I'm guessing when you bish bash bosh the code in the doors, it goes through to the community hub. I don't know, it might change in future, but it looks absolutely fascinating, that one. It's actually not got a vault, this one. Look at the lift. So all this will be set up for future use cases. This will be a thought out lift. It'll all make sense in the end.
That lift may go down into the den or into the burrows. Remember?
Oh, it might well. I just want to point out these here as well. Oh no, the blueprints. So as we pan back round, anyone who's been in the garage will have seen the blueprint table. That there on the left as we just pan past it. Interesting thing about the blueprints. Where's that gone? Go back to the page. It was Schiller. Cheeky little vid with. It was right. So, what do the nanobots do that come with your card? Now, the nanobots won't work with any other card. They won't work with any other car. They won't touch it. They're native to the card they're on. And they're going to work with anything connected to that card. With the tracks, the cars, the blueprints, all to do with that card. They can create and download blueprints to the card. They can create vehicles from the blueprints, create modifications and parts. They can even create wraps and change the look of the vehicle. There is a little video there, and there's a longer one on Schiller's channel of the full video, so highly suggest go and check that out. Regarding the Martian garage coming with the Martian background, as far as everyone is aware. So Jordan Gosling hit the nail on the head when he purchased this one. Good morning, purchased this yesterday. Am I doing it right? I think you are. Jordan. Yeah, well done, mate.
Gonna make it.
So you can see the car here slightly opened up on the card background. And they've been showing a lot of leaks with the car just as a normal vehicle. Now, if I change the Discord just to Atom for a sec, not only have we got some ASM stuff we're going to look at very, very soon with the nanobots, we have got a graphic of the vehicle actually opening and closing again and hovering. Oh my days. She is an all-terrain vehicle. Super, super sexy vehicle. Anyone with the Martian background will be getting that car. And it does give us a little hint to the cars in the backgrounds of other cards and other scenes are likely going to be the cards that are built in your garage. There'll be many cars that fly. Even this standard looking little bad boy, the wheels turn in and boom, she's off as a hover car. And as we said, the nanobots will be builders. They'll be your mechanics, they'll be your crafters, they'll be your upgraders, your tuners. And they also work with ASM brains. Oh, super interesting to think that they'll be working on the cars as you race the cars, as you progress, as you drive good, as you drive bad. What's wrong? What can we improve? The memory trees. It's absolutely fascinating. Possibilities endless. This is in the Atom leaks on their Discord. Highly recommend you check it out because we can see all the different vehicles in their glory. You can also come to the Atom OpenSea page, come down to scenes and start having a look at the different scenes and speculating what vehicles we'll actually get. The executive, for instance, has several vehicles in the back and you could get any one of them. The forest doesn't seem like there's a vehicle in the back at first, but if you give them a click, let it play, as it pans round, you will see a vehicle there in the background, likely the vehicle that you're going to get.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, yes. Vehicles in the background of almost every single one, even the ones in the garage. And come and see the ones I've got. I got an executive, so I'm hoping to get one of the executive vehicles in the back there. Got the garage, which could be any one of them, or both, who knows. And then we've got the forest one, and obviously when I was looking at that, I realised there was a car in the background on that one too. Sorry, Seeker. You ain't got long, lad. Yeah, so super exciting things coming from Atom and their games, the world across the I lost it. What I say? The Walker World traits have still not yet been revealed, so we don't know if you've got an Atom trait background or a jacket or whatever in the Walker World females, you are due a free car with that. We still haven't been revealed what we're getting yet. Stay tuned, stay posted, and you will no doubt be receiving it sooner rather than later. I feel this year is the year a hell of a lot is just going to start dropping. One of the sad things, it's not necessarily, well, it is a little bit sad, that this bad boy, don't want your volume, that this bad boy couldn't be released a little closer to the end of the World Cup. I think it's a shame that the World Cup, there's loads of markers, clearly loads of market material, and loads of the game and clips are all built for it to have been released closer to the World Cup to carry some of that hype over. It's a shame it's died down, but I have no danger or no worries that these games will do well once they start releasing. Not only are they aesthetically pleasing and look fun, I think the functionality and use cases of the brains once they start taking off is going to grab attention like there is no tomorrow. I want people to really, really realize and understand how much chat GPT and everything's taking off at the moment. Wait till people get wind of that they can own one and train it themselves, and that they could sit there with an ASM brain, and anything they can get out of chat GPT, they just keep feeding the brain, and then they have a chat with the brain, and then they just feed it a book. You can feed it a coding book, Python programming for beginners, boom, takes 5 seconds for it to read that. It's a Python programmer, or at least a beginner. So I think the ASM brains, they're obviously going to drop with these games. Super, super excited to see how far it goes, not only in the gaming world, but regarding the chatbots and whatnot. These players look cool, man. I can't wait to see and get a play with the ones that I get dropped, because I've not purchased one yet. I've only got the ones from the prediction league that are getting dropped for me. How many did you grab, Chris? How many of these players have you got?
Well, for the AFA game, or obviously
Yeah.
we get I think I got about 3 or 4 teams for AFA All Stars. Yeah, but obviously with the AI League, I'm pretty sure we get a free team, don't we? That was the
Yeah, for the FIFA prediction. So you can. So some people are getting a free one for being involved in this, the AI League FIFA World Cup predictions. That's why we've got this dashboard and the leaderboard, and we're all involved in predicting the games. And we've won a team that we're still waiting on. But you can build a collection of common, rare, and mythic wearables as well as players, and switch up the looks of your players. You will own the team as well as each individual player. It's not just a matter of, oh, you own 4 players, you own four players. Once you set a team up, you will own that team. Now, I don't know if the teams are going to actually become an NFT themselves, whether you'll have to mint your team to set it up. It's going to be interesting to see it play out, but it's coming soon. Posted just a few days ago on the 23rd. Get ready for game day. The link's been shared quite a few times. We'll just go straight to it. Sign up now. Link to this is in the description. If you want to be first in line to try and test this game, make sure you go. Fill this out. You will need to be on Android. It's the first question they ask you, because iPhone ain't cutting the mustard at the moment. Save yourself and get away. Just save yourself and get away. Quick. Go. iPhones, get rid of them. They might change, but I doubt it. I can't see Apple changing. So, calling all street football fans, we're excited to announce that the AI League is getting geared up for game day. But before we take Metaverse street football to the masses, we want to invite the community to experience the action firsthand and share feedback with us. So, if you predicted matches during the FIFA World Cup and use Android, fire up your favourite device and get ready to take on the streets. Now, that was an oversight by me. I didn't see that before. It looks like you have to have actually taken part in the predictions as well. So I guess they'll look at the 2 emails that you give, or the account that you sign up with. That's interesting how they'll verify that. I can't remember it asking me to sign up with the same account as the prediction, which you pretty much should have if that's the case. But have a look and sign up, because it is nearly time for kickoff. So the team's been working hard to design, build, and test before the official launch. They're now in the testing stage. It gives them a chance to iron out any remaining issues or bugs and fine-tune the game before we take it to the world. This is our opportunity to help them by putting the game to the test, so that we can analyze gameplay and optimize user experience. So get first in line. It is going to be fantastic because we call all the shots. So as saying a little earlier, you're not just owning the players. The game team has been going the extra mile to create an experience where you get to act as both the manager and owner of your AI team. During testing, you'll get a sense of how gamers can live out their wildest footballing dreams by leading AI all-star players to glory on the streets of the metaverse and improving their abilities through tactical prowess. You'll also get a taste for the fast-paced, exciting world of street football and feel the rush of challenging rivals on the road to victory. It's an exciting first step for the AI League mobile app with plenty more features and gameplay updates to be added after launch. It's fascinating, isn't it? Because I'd have thought, honestly, I'd have thought FIFA would have asked to roll with human-looking footballers. I'm surprised they've been willing to just step completely away from the structure and setup they had before, which leads me to believe it must have been EA Sports that had them contracts and licenses with all the players and the Premier Leagues and all the different leagues and the cups to be able to do it like that. And FIFA not having that partnership anymore has led to them having to think outside the box. And there's no real better team to help you think outside the box than the ASM team. I mean, it's fantastic someone as big as FIFA is dipping a toe in Web3 with such a big game. We can question why they chose the street style all we want. One thing it does do is it allows you to start with a small team, 4-on-4, no 11 on 11 with a big pitch. And even though they can write that kind of AI, I've seen it in FIFA for the last 20 years. It's not that they can't write AI NPCs that can't play football with each other. It's doable. And they're pretty good on Legendary, might I add. It is decent. But it's also, the AI League is looking pretty sharp, if we do say so ourselves. From vibrant open streets to neon-washed alleyways, your squad will step out into arenas designed to celebrate iconic places. Street football is played around the world. Unlock new arenas as you progress through the AI League game. This feature is on the way, but won't be available during testing. And be transported into a virtual world where the competition is fierce and the stakes are high. We can't wait to get the AI League mobile game in some of your hot little hands. It's just one of the ways we can show the appreciation and love you deserve for sharing this exciting ride with us and our partners at FIFA. I was basically just saying that if they really wanted to, they could keep it locked down and just test within the team and release it when they know it's ready. But they want us, the community, to take part. As said, it does sound like you'll have had to have taken part in... Check Chris there, smash me, didn't you, mate? You'll have to have taken part in this to take part in the early access, but it's super exciting. I feel like it's going to drop soon. You actually didn't do too bad there, did you, Chris? I hope even of us did in the end.
Yeah, I had a few dodgy days where I got my predictions totally wrong, but yeah, lucky to get back in. I was hoping for those mythic packs, to be honest, but there we go.
Yeah, Seb got a mythic every round. Every round. I got rares, I think. You got rares as well, obviously, being above me.
Yeah.
We was so yeah, you can see the team's not available to view yet, but will be soon. It's going to be interesting to see if the game we get to test already has our accounts, and we could potentially see our players while we're testing. I think that might be asking a little bit much, but one can hope. I got 5 rare accessories.
I remember them saying when we were signing up to it, there was rumors or something we'd be making an account en route, but see how true that is when it comes to it, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm interested in the DAOs. Beyond everything we've covered, everything we know that's actually coming. I mean, we can talk about the bridges from fluff to bears. We could talk about the use cases of buzzes and everything else till the cows come home. But we've already done quite a bit of speculation and all that. The next thing for me is mainly the DAOs. I'd like to know at what point we're actually going to see some voting of near enough all of them come into play. Obviously, Root's not even live yet, so it's a bit much asking for the DAO on Root and some voting on Root to do the amulets. We know that's coming. But Asto, for instance, I mean, we don't really know. If we go to altered,
I think there is a DAO on ASM. I just don't know. We haven't got any access to it, I don't think.
yeah, no, there's two.
Right.
I can't type. Blah, blah, this little altered state machine, right? The white paper. Right, so the DAOs, the Harlan DAO is the current one that's obviously making all the decisions. They're the voting council composed of all the founders and advisors of ASM. So they're the ones currently making every single decision within ASM, which one would expect as it starts up. Same will come for is happening with FutureVerse, it'll happen with Root, it'll happen with everything. And even when it's all passed on, it will be the main stakeholders of both. I'd imagine the Harlan always has last say, regardless of what Elder DAO decides. But in the future, all ASTO token holders will have votes within the ASM DAO. So it makes me wonder how many ASTO you need to have, say, one. What you know, how they're going to weight the votes. Now, we know in Goblin Town and the Third Kingdom, at least that part of the Third Kingdom, it's yet to be seen if the Fluffs and the Bears have their own voting systems in their own towns. But at least within Goblin Town, it will be amulets. And we know there's weights of the amulets. We know that gold is 15 times the weight of bronze. Silver being 5 times the weight. With the ASM DAO, we don't really know anything. And there are people who own tiny little bit of ASTO and people who own millions of ASTO. So it's going to be super interesting to see that play out. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out with Root as well. And with Silo. Regarding Silo staking nodes as well. And even the Walker World female staking. Because staking generally is generally tied to a proof of stake network. It's a DAO by nature. The DA, when there's worlds attached that are going to have rules, and regarding the brains, the splicing, everything you can talk about, it is super exciting to just. I think I might try and ask in the next ASM in the next AMA.
Yeah, there's one next week. I think it's going to be quite a big one.
Yeah, because it will be interesting to know when they think they're gonna, like, just when they'll be releasing any information on the weight of votes, or when the Elder DAO will kick off. Because there's also going to be an Elder Fund, which I, as a creator, I'm super excited about. We've been speaking with Stacks and Drop Bear Dad and a few others about making metaverse movies around the Fluff World characters and avatars. And the Elder DAO is something that could put real funding into something like that and even branch games off the back of it. Our idea of Core World could potentially be funded from the Elder DAO. All you have to do is pitch and present your idea, and apparently it will be voted on in the future. I mean, it's going to go for everything, voting on councils, token subpools to incentivize new worlds, so to incentivize brand new worlds. So they'll literally want multiple subpools to incentivize multiple worlds being built, not just like one little side project being built. They want to blow the Open Metaverse open. They've said on AMAs that they want over 100,000 partners in the end. People are getting giddy at 10 companies coming together. And these guys have got the vision of over 100,000 companies all coming together and building a world way beyond Ready Player One and Oasis in the end. So there'll be subpools for new worlds, subpools to support further development of popular existing worlds. They'll be voting on changes to frame attributes, rarity, or mechanics. They'll be adjusting levels of token remuneration to GIM GPU providers, adjusting release schedules for token allocations, and many more features to be decided by the elder DAO. So if you want a taste of all that and you want to be a major part of all that, the bigger your stake, the bigger your piece of the pie, the more your votes will matter. Get that Asto if that's what you're looking for. It's fascinating, isn't it? I feel like once the amulets drop, DAOs and voting within FutureVerse is going to be spoken about a lot more, because I think it's to kind of shy away from it, a lot of people at the moment, don't they? I don't know why. They seem to just want the creators in charge of it all, but asking the community what they think and getting community feedback and using that to then progress, it has always been the dream and the promise of Web3. That's what it's supposed to be. Decentralized, community-based communities, whether it's real-world DAO or a metaverse DAO or one that merges and bridges both. It is super exciting, super fascinating. Drop in the comments which one would you be more excited if you could only choose one right now to be a part of and have a say in what happens. Would it be the ASM? Don't forget that with this, not only did we get to decide GPU remuneration of the tokens through the GPU providers regarding rewards and whatnot, but you adjust release schedules for token allocations. You'll get to decide on changes to frame attributes, rarity, and mechanics of the ASM brains and worlds. Or would you want the Goblin World amulet? Do you know what I mean? It's like, how much would it cost? Like, what's the equivalent in Asto of the weight of a gold amulet? In Vote, I'm fascinated by the weight of voting, mate. Because I also believe that gold is not just going to be 15 times the weight in Vote of a bronze. It's going to get 15 times the junk at first, up front. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be 15 times the initial perks. Now, access to mints and whitelist, allow lists, that'll all be the same down the line. But even then, you could argue that the bronze could be limited to only minting 1 in certain mints, while the gold's allowed to mint 15. That's more than plausible for that to happen when the weights start coming into play. Super fascinated by the weights. I really, really am. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it at that, because again, if we start speculating too much about what could happen, could be here all night, literally talk until the cows come home. The floor on these has risen, and it's surprisingly quite a bit ahead of the floor on the executive, which surprised me before. If you have a look, if we take that off, put Mars on, we had like a 0.4 before, so a few people have added one a little bit less, but from 0.38, 0.4 to 0.145.
Only 13 to 10 ETH.
And it's literally just because people have found out that's definitely the car you get in the background.
And the CryptoPunk Guild, the captains own these cards, so could get a sneak peek if you join.
Yeah, I mean, we've got one of, I'm assuming we've probably got one of every scene except for the vault. I don't know who owns that bad boy. That's inside.
Holy shit.
The vault, a 1 of 1.
Damn. I know Square Bear's got a 24k. That looks nice.
Another thing I keep saying, that there's a potentially 2 cars coming to everyone, or at least your nanobots building a car from scratch and then running out of parts to build the second one.
That's sick, isn't it? It's got
I
two
think
bots working on that.
I think that's going to happen. So I think this gets zapped. I'm sure this blue one gets zapped and nearly knocked out here. Now the card zaps him back. What? Oh, it fell on his ass. Now this don't do it. Replays from that. But any other, let's just have a quick look and show before I close the stream. Because this is why I think you could potentially Imagine you've got parts in your garage already, and the blueprint for this comes through. Look, the blueprint for that there, it's there. There's the blueprint. So that means your nanobots can build it. But there's another 2.
Yeah.
Another 2 potential blueprints. But you'll also potentially run out of material after win races, buy material, get them delivered in the crates that was in them boxes in the Martian garage. They literally look like gearboxes where you'd ordered gear and it had come. That one has 3 cars on it. The car in the background and the 2 standard cars that every other background has. And you could see it then before it played. Look, the 2 extremely similar cars as the other 2. It doesn't have the big first one that you've got, having the Martian. Using the Martian Club, potentially getting 3 cars. Otherwise, why is there 2 different cars there? That looks like the one in the forest. One of them. It's super interesting. But you could find out you're getting any one of them and they're all hover cars. You could see this floor double overnight. Literally, if they come out and say, oh yeah, by the way, the executive background, you're getting 2 of the cars that you can see in the car park. And both of them will be hover cars. Because it'll immediately then think, oh yeah, imagine I'm going to get one of them and they can fly. Floor bounce. It's crazy how what can make the floor bounce when you find out. Look at that. That's what happened with the Marses the other day. Everyone knows they're getting that now.
The value in these cards, I mean, let alone the cards, you're getting a bit of land, you know, a Gen 2 brain for the cards.
Extremely undervalued. Like,
yeah.
Even if you take out the actual fiat value that people usually associate with value, but we mean like the in-game value, the added value, the value of the functions, especially with the Gen 2 brains. Like they may forever be the price they're at now and stay that type of fiat value. But make no mistake, people are going to see the AI state machine value behind it and the functional value very, very soon, regardless of what it does for the floor. And like you say, regarding these cards, some people are just going to see a card and just be like, nah, sack that. Forgetting the fact that you're definitely getting that car. You're getting a garage on Mars around that. Like, you can see the hub there, like what looks like the dome round hub I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's almost definitely how it's done. Big round hub, community hub with all the garages built off it. And then multiple kinds of tracks. You'd expect tire tracks where you have to keep your wheels out. Potential tracks where you can drive, hover, fly, do whatever you want. Just get from A to B as fast as you can. Car tracks where you have to be set up as a hover car. Can't wait to see the different kinds of tracks and how it's set up. Never mind just to see inside every specific different garage in every specific different location. Fascinating things and super exciting things to come, so keep your eyes peeled. We will be back next Saturday night. Hopefully there will be more juicy drops for us, and sooner or later we will be streaming from the FutureVerse Open Metaverse, whether it's inside a burrow, sat trackside as we watch our cars race, sat in the burrow as we watch our AFI players get to business on the streets. Can't wait for that. It's going to be madness. Imagine Chris just sitting down on a random Wednesday night and watching the boys go to work. watching the little AI boys go to work, mate. That's like, it's going to blow my mind. You're going to go in, people will be going into work on Thursday, be like, what would you do last night? It's like watching the game. It's like the AIFA World Cup happened last night, man. Got to the quarters, mate. It's going to be madness. Madness. I fully expect esports within AIFA and the Open Metaverse FutureVerse to absolutely explode. Kung Fu Tuber, thanks for watching. See you next week, mate. Yeah. The Friday streams for gaming are not going to be as frequent. They are just going to be when I wing it, just like it will be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever night. Check out CryptoPunk's new gaming channel for more regular Web2 gaming content at the moment. Him, like me, very soon will be venturing into Web3 content and streaming that. It's just, there's not that much out of it there. Shrapnel, He's got a video on shrapnel. Chris, drop it in the comments on the YouTube if you want your link for it, Chris. I'll be covering that in the next few days, I think. But yeah, it looks great. It looks a little bit like Core World, not gonna lie, man. Especially the thing on his arm. Because the bio key, bro, the bio key I was about to build, that's what I wanted it, holographically projecting something off the top. And my guy in that world wearing one. So I'm like, I need to start releasing something of Core World in the next few weeks. Otherwise, if we wait too late now, it's just going to be, well, you just copied them. You just copied them. You just copied them. Brightest ideas I've had for years. Do you know what I mean? I was fascinated when Wilder World used the exact same AI replicator voice as I did in one of my streams. Like that just blew my mind, that waking up in almost exactly the same way on a bed. Crazy. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in next week. Tune in to CryptoPunk, and we will see you on the other side. You know the dance, live long and huddle. Take it easy, strive for happiness, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. And we're done.